I have my pieces kind of laid out for the frame of this engine run stand I'll build. We'll try to build this engine run stand, of course, on a budget. I went to my local metal supply place. I bought 20 foot of the 2x2 1/8 inch wall. I had them cut it there in 5 4-foot sticks. So what I'm going to do is be 4 foot out, and then they'll stick out 6 inches, and that's where I'm going to mount the wheels, is on the part that sticks out. That would be 3 foot across at the center of the frame, and then its overall width, of course, will be 52 inches. So 3 foot wide by 52 inches long. And the radiator mount for it, I bought some 1x1 square tubing. That's what I'm just going to build the radiator mount out of. For one, it don't have to be as strong. It's thick. It's pretty thick wall, 1x1. I'll build it up, and I'll put some gussets on the bottom to help make it a little stronger. But like I said, all it's going to do is hold the radiator. And I may at the top, I ain't decided if I'm going to put the gauges and the switch panel and stuff at the top of the radiator support one, or might just build a separate one in the corner. But for where the engine's going to go, the corner, the end of it, I've got one piece of an old engine stand. I'm going to weld that. I've got a piece of, I believe it's 4-inch channel. I'm going to take and weld it to be where I can bolt a bell housing to that. And I want to make this engine run stand adjustable to be able to work with a small block Ford or a small block Chevrolet or Olds. I've got a 455 Olds I'm going to do here pretty soon. So I want it to be able to be adjustable to all those. And by using that piece of an old engine stand that I have, I can either take the arms off of it, bolt a bell housing directly to it, or on a GM where the starter bolts to the block, I can, if I don't have a bell housing for that particular engine, I can actually bolt it to the arms and still use it. And I want to make the side supports, I want to make them to where they'll slide. And I was kind of laying it out here to see what I thought. And I've got some different wheels. I'm going to try to use what I've got. Like this wheel here. It's got a 600-pound rating. They're sold by Tractor Supply. I actually got it in a bunch of stuff I bought at the swap meet. The guy was leaving, and I bought everything he had. I gave him $20 for everything he had, and it's turned out to be, I've used a lot of stuff that came out of that. And 2 of these wheels were in that. They look like they were brand new. Somebody was building something. They'd welded this to it. It's 2 pieces of little angle put together, and they'd put these bolts in. So I'm going to take and cut this off. And of course I want the engine run stand to be tall enough to where I can, where the cherry picker will roll under it to set the engine on. it'll just make it a lot easier. And like I said, we're doing it on a budget. You know, the metal I went and bought, if anybody's bought any new metal recently, it can get expensive fast. Just what I bought was $80. So I was wanting to try to do this stand for around $150. Using stuff I have and not buying anything more than I have to. I want to make it to where I can, you know, kind of change these wheels out in the future if need be. But I don't have 4 of anything that's the same. I have 2 of these that are stationary type. They're an 8x2 wheel. Then I have these here. They were in that same stuff. They've been welded on something, somebody cut them back off, but they actually rotate. And they only have a max load of 300 pounds per tire. So, but I've aired these up to the pressure, and they have tubes in them. I aired them up a week or so ago, and they haven't leaked down any. So anyway, I'm going to use these for the front, and I'm going to use those other 2 for the back, simply because that's what I have. And these are about 2 inches taller overall. In total height. So what I think I'll do is just build an adapter to take up the other height to make it set level. And that way, if I decide to go with whatever kind of tire I decide to change to, like if I want to put 2 more like this on the back, they'll be able to unbolt and bolt those on. Or if I want to put 2 more like the others in the front, I can unbolt it and do it. The one Tractor Supply has the ones that match those still, that rotate. They're $30 a piece. So I may put those on it later if they work out pretty good, or I may get 2 more pneumatic type like this and go on the back. But I'm simply going to use what I got to keep it as cheap as I can. And so I was sitting here contemplating the plan on my engine run stand there. And this engine stand here, I really don't like it. I mean, it's aggravating to try to get an engine off and on the stand because of the way the legs are, one on each side. So sometimes it's a little aggravating. I have several engine stands. I got several that aren't even here. And my friend George, the one who posted his A model, he actually bought this stand and used it once and hated it and said I could have it. I used it once and was trying to give it to a friend, and then he didn't like it, so he brought it back. So I got to looking, and this tubing right that it's made out of, the 2x2 will slide in it. It's a little loose, but it's just a shade more than, it's probably some kind of metric tubing. I'm sure that thing was made in China. But the 2x2 will slide in it, and what I'm going to do is use that whole upright. It unbolts. So I'm going to just use that whole upright. That'll save some fab work and everything. And so I think what I'm going to do is cut that stand up and use it for parts. Use it on parts for the engine run stand. It save a little time. It'll save some money. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Got it welded together. Got the end on. Got the pieces that are going to slide. I think I'm going to put the bar straight across the center and make the mounts come up off of the center a bit. That's how I think I'm going to do it. Got to get some plate to weld on to the tie for the wheels and tires to mount to. I've decided that I'm going to go buy 2 more fixed ones like those from Harbor Freight. So I saved enough by using the old engine stand to be able to spend some on the wheels and still be under my budget that I wanted to spend.